Yo mom is so fat. Yo mom is so fat that when I swerved around her and my car, I ran out of petrol. It's my cake day, so here's a classic. There was this businessman who was getting ready to go on a long business trip. He knew his wife was a flirtatious sort, so he thought he'd try to get her something to keep her occupied while he was gone, because he didn't much like the idea of her screwing someone else. So he went to a sex shop and started looking around. He goes up to the clerk and explains his situation. The old man said, "Well, I don't really know of anything that will do the trick. We have vibrating dildos, strap-ons, eggs, bullets, wing-wangers and fling-flongers." The businessman interrupts, "None of those will do. I need the most top-of-the-line stuff you have. Isn't there something special, maybe in the back? But I don't know of anything that will keep her occupied for weeks, except..." And he stopped. "Except what?" the man asked. "Nothing, nothing. Come on, tell me." "I need something." "Well, sir, I don't usually mention this, but there is the voodoo dick." "So what's up with this voodoo dick?" he asked. The old man nods, goes in the back for a minute, and comes back with an old wooden box carved with strange symbols. He opened it and there lay a very ordinary-looking dildo. The businessman laughed, and said, "Big deal. It looks like every other dildo in this shop." The old man replied, "But you haven't seen what it'll do yet." He pointed to a door and said, "Voodoo dick, the door." The voodoo dick rose out of its box, darted over to the door, and started screwing the keyhole. The whole door shook with the vibrations, and a crack developed down the middle. Before the door could split, the old man said, "Voodoo dick, get back in your box." The voodoo dick stopped, floated back to the box and lay there quiescent once more. "I'll take it," said the businessman, awestruck with what he has seen. The old man resisted, saying it wasn't for sale, but he finally surrendered to $1,500 in cash. The guy took it home to his wife, told her it was a special dildo and that to use it, all she had to do was say, "Voodoo dick, my pussy." He left for his trip satisfied that things would be fine while he was gone. After he'd been gone a few days, the wife was unbearably horny. She thought of several people who would willingly satisfy her, but then she remembered the voodoo dick. She got it out, and said, "Voodoo dick, my pussy." The voodoo dick got to work. It was great, like nothing she'd ever experienced before. After 3 orgasms, she decided she'd had enough, and tried to pull it out, but it was stuck in her, still thrusting. She tried and tried to get it out, but nothing worked. Her husband had forgotten to tell her how to shut it off. So she decided to go to the hospital to see if they could help. She put her clothes on, got in the car and started to drive to the hospital, quivering with every thrust of the dildo. On the way, another orgasm nearly made her swerve off the road, and she was pulled over by a policeman. He asked for her license, and then asked how much she'd had to drink. Gasping and twitching, she explained that she hadn't been drinking, but that a voodoo dick was stuck in her pussy, and wouldn't stop screwing. The officer looked at her for a second, and then said, "Yeah, right. Voodoo dick, my ass." I'm 25 years old and finally decided to tell my parents and the rest of my family that I don't want kids. The look on my mom and dad's face was pretty judgmental, but my wife and 2 children took it really, really hard. Why can't you trust in Adam? Because they make up everything. 3 friends were bragging about who has the most sex. The first guy starts, "Y'all ain't got nothing on me. I can go to any bar and bring home a new woman every night. Not only that, but I drive a Corvette and have an 8-inch penis. I've slept with more than 1,000 women." Second guy fires back, "Oh yeah? Well, I'm a top gynecologist at the highest rated hospital in the world. I make $800,000 a year, have patients and nurses who have sex with me every hour I'm at work. All the women compliment me on my 12-inch penis and I've slept with well over 5,000 women." Last guy chuckles, "I have you all beat. I fucked over all the Redditors who were expecting a punchline to this joke." Please smash the like button, and subscribe to my channel.